Cobbly cobbly cob. My God. Peace. Tranquility. Welcome to Strandberg. Welcome to the Czech Republic. And also the world's steepest bloody pedestrian walking hill. Right, let's go and have a look then, shall we? Yep. Look at this bloody place. 3 minutes that's been doing that. 3 minutes, do we care? Absolutely not. This place is stunning. This place I've never been before. This place the dog has never been before. Welcome to his 19th country. Oh, you love that, don't you? You bloody look. Oh dear God. Very hilly, mind. I need to say that, but my God, the views are spectacular. I'm trying to get to the high point, i.e. the castle, the tower up there. Apparently there's a right stunning view. Cobbly cob. I'm in love with these houses already. I'm in love with that more. I'm hoping we're allowed in with the dog. If not, I'm sure there's a little snippet of it, look. Wowza. Already I'm in love with this place. Look at that tower. Them streets are stunning. This is what the Czech Republic has to offer. I've been told time and time again to include this on my trip, and it wasn't scheduled. However, because like I said yesterday in another video, the last long snowflu video, my friend highly advised me. She said, oh God, there's an idea on what I've just climbed. Wow. She said, I know Barcelona is your favourite city, and it is, right? But she said, but Prague. And I was like, right, let's have a think about it then. And I've seen the opportunity to come down here, and because we never popped into Kaliningrad, the Russian territory, thought whilst we're in this location, I'll just pop in for a little bit. Be aware though, you do need to pay for toll road. It's a rolling toll road. You need to pay online. I'll touch more on that later on. Wait till you see this. I can't put into words how grateful I am to see hills. I know they're not mountains, they're just merely hills. This entire trip has been so flat, sort of like my rear end. But it's been so flat. This is like one of the first hills I've seen actually. Nothing else is ringing a bell. And look, I know that's probably a hotel or whatever, but absolutely, undoubtedly charming. Yeah, this is what I imagined. This is what I pictured when I was thinking about the Czech Republic. I'm so glad I came. Thank you for recommending this place to me. What do you think, more importantly, boy? Happy? Let's go then. We made it, but it's closed. Closed till after 12:30 for lunch, I'm assuming. But it doesn't matter. That is charming. As mentioned earlier on, Prague's the main objective of today. I've always wanted to see it, and I'm meeting a friend tomorrow in, I won't tell you where actually, but it's South Germany, southeast Germany, you know, before a bloody troll compass comes on the thing. Oh, yeah, it's not. It's actually southeast westerly bloody area. Yeah, cheers for that. So we're heading there tomorrow to meet a friend before we start heading north back home. Oh, I cannot wait to get to the Netherlands, you know. I can't wait. Like I said before, I'm medical in certain things. Scandinavia is like a zero tolerance, so I can't wait. That changes in the Netherlands though, doesn't it? You know that bloody changes in the Netherlands. So yeah, main objective today is to get to Prague as fast as I can. From here then, I forgot the name of the town, but from here it's 3 hours 40 minutes. So this was just simply a splitting up the journey kind of thing for the dog basically. It's a lot of driving, but because I've lost days, and again, like I said in the last video, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, always have an emergency fund. And I don't just mean the money side of things there, I mean the time buffer. Look at that. The time buffer as well, because life happens, we all know that, don't we? And if you've prepared for it, it won't stress you out as much. I did. I still got stressed out, but I've got PTSD. That happens all the time. My problem, not yours. Just something, you know, something to be aware of as you're on this channel. Hey! Where are we, boy? Is this country number 19? Is this the capital of country number 19? Welcome to Prague. Oh, we need to talk about the driving. Jeez Louise. Wowzer. Only here, mind, but wowzer nevertheless. Genuinely, first impression is not good at all, and I'm being truthful here. Stressful, people bumping into, just like it's normal capital, but you can't understand them, like. But first impression so far, genuinely not good, like genuinely. Come on, boy. The driving on the way in here, the rest of the country was sound, fine, but the driving in this city, Prague, was up there with the worst of Poland. Hand on heart. That set me off on a bad mood straight away. And then, you know, you've seen that dog there, people's letting their dogs run up to yours, growling and barking without saying anything as well. It's not a cultural thing, it's just rude, if you ask me. Matey boy behind me arguing with a fountain for one. I'm not making this up. I'm not saying, I feel so bad, I feel guilty because someone's recommended this place to me. But I'm on the verge of turning away and going back. Like, genuinely, this is awful, awful. We'll try and find some positives to try and, you know, weigh it up fairly, but so far, no good. Positives from what I've seen of Prague. The buildings, every single one, you walk past 100 of them. Not every single one. You walk past 100 buildings, 95 of them. Can you hear that? That's people doing like 90 in a 30. Now, I'm not a buzzkill, I'm not like an old granddad either, but it's just not safe. There's people, the zebra crossings and stuff, and that draws a line, that crosses a line for me. It's just not safe. The buildings, you walk past 100 of them, 95 of them are spectacular. There's a positive. There is a viewpoint here, not a viewpoint. In fact, we're going a bit too low. I'll try and get, I probably won't be able to see it. We're going downhill now. Oh God, we just had a perfect opportunity, but the trees are blocking it. I'll try to show you 2 seconds. The one gap I could find, there's one of the 5 buildings that won't be good. But like, you know, all the towers and stuff like that, they're everywhere. So there's a positive for you. What I'm going to do to give it a fair assessment, and because I'm on the verge of pulling my hair out and I haven't got much hair left, as you can see, is go straight to the old town. Here we go, this is beautiful. 2 secs. You bloody love that, don't you? Like just a boat cracking a 3-point turn. Yeah, cheers mate. I always find old towns are where it's at. If you go to a city, every city, certainly the ones I've came across, all have an old town where the city originated from. Even Coventry. Even Coventry, my first town I ventured into as a young'un. We got trams as well. It's adding to the stress on the roads because they've got different signals you don't understand because you're not a tram driver, are you? I sound like I'm moaning. Well, I am, to be fair. Brutal. I have got a bit of a bad feeling though. Oh, there you go, the lampposts. At least the lampposts are class. I have got a bit of a bad feeling though. Because the way I walked in, the route I chose was on the outskirts until the last second, then you simply pop in. My worry is, because that was so busy, the rest of this is going to be off its nut. And I'm assuming everyone wants to see the old town, don't they? Because that's the beaut, like I've said before. That's where the cobbled streets and stuff will be. And planned my route off ChatGPT and it said, the only time I've been warned, bearing in mind, pickpocketers. It says be careful in this old town. So you know tourists are going to be there, don't you? Right, it seems to be quieting down a little bit. Hopefully we can turn this frown upside down. Either way though, and as always, I will give a fair assessment. I touched on that town earlier on. Beautiful. The bloke at the cafe was a bit rude. Maybe that should have been my hint. Very rude actually. Again, the truth, but which took the fun out of the area because it was stunning, wasn't it? Can't remember what it was called now. You'll have to skip back to the beginning of the video. These buildings are beautiful. These are beautiful. These rival Barcelona. Ah, now it's quieting down. I can sort of relax a bit. My God, I know what you're thinking, but Kieran, you're a tourist. Why are you moaning about tourists? I'm not moaning about tourists, I'm saying I only like it when there's not a billion of them there. I probably should have, walking through that park, a simple park on the outskirts. Did you see it? There's some bloke arguing with a fountain, for goodness sake. That's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. I like this. This is stunning. They've got all the cool cars as well. But I must say, cool cars, not one person on planet Earth, when you go past going, is going, what a cool guy. Quite the contrary. No bloody caps in that Hublot shop. Yeah, cheers. You know what I mean? I'm getting bad feelings about this place, guys. I'm getting bad feelings. This is the last capital I'm going to go to, certainly with the dog, ever. Like, this is the last capital I go to. I should have known. There's Burberry shops everywhere. Hermes, I don't even know what that is. Patek Philippe. Yeah. Oh, Lamborghini Aventador there. Oh my God, this town. No, let's give it a bit more of a fair assessment. G-Wagons, yeah, it's very vain, this place. You know what I mean? They're bloody better. Whee! Get me and the dog in one of them. Right, who recommended this place to me? Who done it? Breitling, Louis Vuitton, Dior, is that Christian Dior, is it? Gizmondo, what the hell? Cartier, Jesus. Have I annoyed someone online and they've recommended me this place knowing full well I wouldn't be able to stand it? Roberto Coin. I haven't even heard that one, that's how cool, right? Wow, very cool, mate. And it's a BMW. It's just a BMW. It's even got the toxic influences here. You know, like one of the toxic gym people, when you walk past their camera, that when they're doing lunges or whatever, and they gob off about it. I've just done that to someone because I was standing in the way, and look how busy. I'm trying to avoid people because I've specifically been warned to beware of pickpockets here. So I'm trying to avoid people. And so I just bowled straight through. It is beautiful, but that's it. That's it. That's all it is. I've just messaged the person who recommended this to me and said, have I annoyed you in any way, have I? It is beautiful. We'll get as much as we can away from people before we beeline it back, because this is horrific. Tudor, Tudor and Amiga right next to each other. The B class. So I'm playing bloody, it's like that magnet game. You ever seen that magnet game where they put a load of magnets within like a string, and the objective, or the objective of the game is not to have the magnets whack each other. It's like this for people around here. Why has it told me to beware of pickpockets? I'm not having a good time here, you know. I did literally just message the person who recommended it to me. They did recommend it to me like a year ago. So it might have been different then, but I doubt it. Like, this is the highlight, by the way. This is the square, the old town. On a plus note, there's Bruce Willis and the old Madame Tussauds here. Look. That's genuinely blowing my mind. My God. Swarovski, or whatever it's called. Mike Wazowski. It's made out of bloody vehicle parts, look. Gears and whatnot. It's like a G-Wagon, some Ferrari nonsense. Hey, what's his name? Popeye. That's the highlight so far. Right, there's a reasonably chill thing there for food, so I might go and have a look at that in a sec. So I haven't eaten today. There's tours and everything. It's got everything. Like, I don't want to be a dampener, but I just don't like rude people. There's no need for it. We're all doing this at the same time together, aren't we? You know, no one's better than anyone else. But I get the impression from such places like this that people do think that, and it's annoying if I'm being truthful with you. Cobbled street. You know what I mean? Oh God. Drives around like people have got more than one life. I love it. What I do like though, we're trying like lie to ourselves and be positive here. The lit up buildings, I knew this place would be like this. Oh, there we go, someone's just bloody commit some sort of M. This is a 30, bear in mind. And that's kilometres. How do you expect the people to adhere to rules when you're not? Did you know police and ambulances aren't supposed to break the speed limit? This is in the UK, I don't know about here, granted, but you didn't know that though, did you? Oh, let's get out of here. That's beautiful though, isn't it? I've already shown you that. I need to get out of here, you know, this is horrific. I've just checked that police thing and ambulance thing as well, and that's nonsense. Someone told me a lie years ago and I believed it. Oh God, there we go, one fact disproven. We need to get out of here, boy. Honestly, this is hell. Stressed out as well, aren't you, boy? We found a restaurant that's open and accepts dogs. This is awful. I've just searched. Guess what else is legal out here? Ladies of the night. You can always judge the toxicity of a town because of that, you know. It's, you know, I'm not a saint. I've, you know, done things wrong in the past and whatever. I'm not judging anyone, but you can judge the toxicity of a city or of a town purely off that. What the? Look at this bad boy. Like, I can't lie, the buildings are stunning. They're like up there with the best I've ever seen. But at the same time, what on earth is that? So look at this as well. Look at that. Who's going into a shop and saying, yeah, I'll have that? Yeah, it's a lot better at night, view-wise, as I'm sure you can appreciate. The guy in the restaurant there said, come this way and head to a place called Charles Bridge. I was like, mate, this place is... I didn't say howling, I don't like to insult them because they might absolutely love this place. But, I mean, look at this now. Look at it, it's making sure no magnets bump into us. Aren't we, boy? Oh God, here we go, horse and carriages. So it's got everything, that's what the disappointing thing is. It's like in the military. It's got everything, but yet nothing that interests me. In the military you call it all the gear, no idea, and that's the best place to describe this. What I've decided to do, to give it a fair assessment, is go to, and this is in the morning. The bloke called... What the hell? Is on meth. What the my God. So what I'm going to do, there you go, exhibit bloody A, like. Yeah. So to give the Czech Republic a fair assessment, Prague's a write-off. Like, I'm not just saying that. Prague's a write-off. It's up there with Paris. You know, again, don't take everything I say verbatim. You might enjoy it, like I just said. So I'm going to go to another little town just to give it a fair assessment, and it's as simple as that. But for now, I'm getting the hell out of here via Charles Bridge before I get sold on the dark web or something. Oh, I'm not making it. I was so glad I recorded that. I thought he had a problem with the dog at the start. I was like, mate, that's my line. Like, don't. Along with everyone else who owns a dog as well. But yeah, but it turns out he was just a bloody on cloud 37. You should have seen the way he just come flying through there. I don't bloody feel safe, like. This is carnage. Here's Charles Bridge here. Here's like the infamous start. But look at this in the meantime. Look at that. Charming. Oh, here he bloody is again, look. For God's sake. He's like a baddie on Mario that just keeps popping up every now and then. They're like a turtle shell that just comes out of nowhere and hits your go-kart. Jesus. Right, let's go. Oh, like that. Yeah, this is a nice bridge. And that's a nice bloody whatever the hell that is up there as well. But the buildings really are nice, they truly are lovely. Everyone else seems to be enjoying it, that's what I'm saying. You may. But when I say this is hell on earth for me, I've really got to get out of here. Oh, that's nice. It's a little bit more lit up this one. Sounds like Brucey's got his own theme tune. Go on, boy. Oh, God. I do not bloody believe it. God. Mate, he's the bane of my life at the moment. Right, stretch these legs out, Kieran, you can walk faster than that. If I see him again, right, I'm phoning a bloody exorcist. Yeah, this is lovely. Oh, don't gob off, Bruce, this is stressful enough as it is. That you playing up, seeing a dog, and this is stunning, this bit. Yeah, Charles Bridge, very nice. Very nice. Look at, see this bloke laying on the floor, look. I won't show his face, he's begging, but I mean, you don't see this anywhere else. That's lovely. No, you won't see that in Barcelona. If you saw that in Sweden, it'd be like a 1 in a quadrillion. I'm really not feeling this city. It's awful. Like I said earlier on, even in that little town, there's a rude guy. I just came down here to get away from that bloke, like. So if I see him again, it's honestly, it's going to freak me out. Which way do we go? Oh, we've gone too far. We should have already turned off. How? Oh no. I just want to go home. I knew it. People must have a bit of Wonga here because that's like the 5th Lamborghini, not a bad one either. You know, each car brand has got their premium range just like every other brand. And Lamborghini is no exception to that. You can get far left hand, you know, not left wing, that sounds political, doesn't it? But you can get the watered down versions. And you can get the absolute versions as well. Same with everything. Like, you know, you can have a Ford Focus and you can have a Ford GT40. Same brand, different punch, different power behind the when you put the pedal to the metal. So people must have a lot of money, but I'll tell you this, if I had that type of money, right, and I came here, I'd be getting my submarine, helicopter, battleship to come and pick me up from any hotel window I'm in. Right. I'm not just saying this either for social media thing. I've hardly, you know, there's things happen so fast here, so bad yet so fast. It's been, I've missed it. I've missed most of it. I'm going to assess it now because it doesn't deserve any more recording, to be honest with you. This place. Not the Czech Republic, just merely this place. But again, I can't reiterate enough, don't always listen to me. You might love it. I have seen people smiling, but I've also seen people being sick, upside down, with bloody God knows what's going on as well. So don't always take everything I say verbatim. But this city, Prague, on a scale of 1 to 10 is, and I'm being nice here, a 3. A 3. And I'm only saying it's a 3. It's only that high because of the buildings. That's it. I'm not exaggerating. No, I'm not under the influence. I haven't had a boozy either. I'm being I'm being bloody truthful here. It's a 3, no more. And it's only that high because of the buildings. That's it. Not the Czech Republic, because the town I was at earlier on, even though matey boy who served me in the cafe was rude, like really rude. Was that my bloody bridge I was looking out for? No. Oh, come on, Kieran. Switch on, son. We don't want to be here longer than we have to. But that town was my cup of tea. The views were my cup of tea. This is howling. Like, this is truly up there with. I can't even think of anything funny. It doesn't deserve anything bloody funny, and it is such a shame as well. I'm not showing you any more of the stuff. Like I said, it's doing my nutting. When I left Poland, instantly, I was like, it was a breath of fresh air. The roads immediately went calm, and I was like, yes, because like I said, I've always wanted to come here. Although this wasn't part of the trip, I've always wanted to come here. But like they say, don't they? They say never meet your heroes. I've always wanted to come here. The view is sick. Never meet your heroes. That's the perfect example of this. But on the way in, it was calm. I was like, oh yes, this is beautiful. The town I went to, the name escapes me. I was thinking, this is better. This is it. And I'm not taking anything away from Poland. I'm not taking anything away from Lithuania, or in fact anywhere else I've been. Each place is different, isn't it? The town I went to, the streets were beautiful. Then it turned into cobbledy streets. And I mean, sketchy from like 1800 cobbledy streets. I was like, but it was character. It was character. It weren't, you know, they've failed a job there. I was like, this is beautiful. I wouldn't like to get my van up there, mind, but nevertheless, this was beautiful. And I was like, this is gonna be brilliant. Can you imagine what the capital's like? Again, I'm not just saying it. I'm not just saying it. And then you got people looking down on others because they've got their bloody pompous clothes on. I mean, you've seen the shop with that weird little, was it orange coat thing? Oh, what was that? Who buys that? Who goes into a shop and goes, I'll take that one, please? Who? Not my people, I'm telling you that for bloody free. So I thought to give it a final, not chance, it's doing perfectly fine without me. I don't mean it in that nasty way, but to give it a fair assessment. Remember, my target audience are people struggling, people nervous, people struggling to get out and about, battling with themselves every single day. Like, they're my audience, so hence why I give honest reviews. If a place is brilliant, welcoming, warm, bloody lovely, the views are nice and whatnot, I'll say that. If it's the absolute opposite in every single way you can think of, you better believe I'll say that as well. Is that? So I don't mean to moan, I'm just genuinely giving an honest review. So don't judge me, please. In fact, you can do if you want, that's entirely up to you, but that's what I'm doing, basically. Anyway, next stop, unless, you know, we get mugged on the way back, the van. And I'll see you guys in the morning for the final review. Drastic change of plan. I'll explain more in a second. I was supposed to wrap this video up in the Czech Republic town. I was supposed to go and see the brewery, wasn't I? However, change of plan. My bloody MOT ran out whilst abroad, didn't it? So I had to beeline it straight to a garage. My insurance was happy to still cover me should I get the German equivalent of the MOT. My God, this trip has been a disaster from start to finish. But yeah, I met my friend yesterday, legend, him and his wife, absolute diamonds they were. I want to show you this. They told me a few rules because I mentioned that I got shouted at the garage for recording the van going up on the bloody van escalator. I'm not a mechanic, I don't know, but he told me one or two few bonkers laws out here, as in Germany now. We're in Germany, Regensburg to be more precise. Look at this. See how all the cars are pointing the same way? I didn't notice this before until he said, after I said about the guy shouting at me at the garage. Did you know in Germany it's illegal to have your car facing the other way in comparison to everyone else? Did you know that? What other bonkers rules do they have out here, Kieran? Well, funny you should ask. Your dog can only bark for 30 minutes a day. No longer than 5-minute increments at a time. How mad is that? What else? When it's point blank illegal to record people. Hence why I got shouted at the garage yesterday. Did you know that? Let's go this way, my love. Oh, and he says they will grass on you as well. He says there will be like an old lady or whatever, that's his words, not mine, in the window seeing your car pointing the wrong way or hearing your dog bark for 6 minutes. They will bloody record it and they will grass you in. How job's worth is that? So hence why I'm just walking around now. We stand up against nonsense, boy. But yeah, I still respect their rules though. I won't record anyone. I don't record anyone anyway, but I suppose they don't know which way this camera's pointing, do they? It's a small DJI. It just looks like a stick. Sort of like me at the moment, after all the stress I've been through. MOT ran out abroad. Can you bloody believe that? Beautiful. However, before we start in Germany, i.e. the second time we've been through Germany, let's talk about, let's close on the Czech Republic. to give it a fair assessment. I didn't like Prague, I mentioned that, but it's not fair to judge the whole country off that nonsense. Very, not cliquey, but very self-centered. I mentioned this earlier on in this video. It wasn't yesterday, it was the day bloody before. After this MOT drama, I will touch on how to get out of that. Should that, on the off random chance your admin is as bad as mine. Peace, tranquility, stress. Right, what should I cover first? We'll close on the Czech Republic before we do this. So overall, the Czech Republic is lovely. The people, bar that one guy that was rude in the cafe, his cafe as well. I was like, mate, what are you doing? Like, I would have stayed here longer uploading videos to the drive to get them over to the editor, like, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Are you allowed off the leader? Yeah, go on, let go, boy. Go on, boy, you go. Rules are for nerds, boy. Yeah, he just bit his nose off to spite his face there. That was my first take on the people, but then I got talking to others and they were super sound. Like, they were super sound. Prague, absolutely not for me. And if you get stressed easy or, you know, suffer with social anxiety and whatnot, avoid it like the plague. Because of Prague, I have vowed never to bloody go into a capital city again, unless it's by accident. Certainly not with a dog. Absolutely not. That was the cherry on the top. To take that as you will. To, you know, drive the point home, I wouldn't go to Prague again if I was paid to go into Prague again. And that's not, again, a social media thing. I tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Never again. Because I'm a bit wary about what I can and can't record, like, but it doesn't matter. Nerds, what a silly rule. To the point, the police aren't allowed to record you. Did you know that? They have to blur your faces out. They give you a form, right, this is what my friend was saying yesterday. They give you a form to sign, and if you don't sign it, they blur your face out. The police. And he also mentioned the fact that, you know, if you want the officer's badge number and all this sort of stuff, or a photo of him, they turn their backs, or they take a photo of their shoulder where their numbers and stuff are, but their face, no. How bizarre is that? I searched online to see what it was, and again, what my friend said, it's because they're worried about spies over here. Yeah, Sal, mate, what you're worried about people taking the old schnitzel recipe, are you? What are you on about? Spies? Are spies real? Do I look like a bloody spy? Oh, but that's what a spy would say, wouldn't they? But I'm not, right? I'm just trying to chill with the rest of my life with my dog. Alright? So don't come after me, alright? But that's just a bizarre rule. So I'm a little bit wary on what I can and can't record right now. But closing on the Czech Republic then. Overall beautiful, stunning, as you can imagine, everything you expect. Prague, I wouldn't go if you paid me again, ever. No. Carnage, vain, self-centered, and yeah, I stand by that. To rate it a 3 out of 10, Prague, it's probably because of the buildings and whatnot, and because of the guy I met in that when I had a pizza. I love the bloody pizza. He was charming, like really helpful, and, you know, went out of his way to help me. Because of that, I'm going to knock it up to a 3.5. That's it, like, really. Overall though, the country-wise, going off Sweden being a 10, others can be 10s as well. It's not just Sweden's spot. I'll give the Czech Republic a 7. That's what I'll do. I think that's a fair estimate. Purely because the capital, mate. It's like being in London during Henry VIII times. That's what it was like. Jesus Christ. What's it called? Mongolia during Genghis Khan times. It wasn't violent, it wasn't anything like that, but it was just so... Anyway, let's talk about the MOT problem, shall we? And how to get out of it should it happen to you. This is how it happened then. I knew, my memory's awful. You know, I've mentioned this before, I've got PTSD, I've got memory loss, like there's no tomorrow. Unless it's a super, you know, highlight in my life, I will not remember it. It's as simple as that. But I knew it was in and around the time one of my nieces was born, their birthday. That's all I knew. Which one though, Kieran, I hear you ask? Well, your guess is as good as mine. I know now, but yesterday, absolutely not. And I seen that one of my niece's birthday was then. So I was like, let's check. It was her, all right. Nightmare, absolute nightmare. So how did I get out of it? How did I get not out of it? How did I get around it? How should you get around it? Should it happen to you? Again, assuming your admin's as bad as mine. Phone the insurance. If without an MOT, you're simply not insured. Without the MOT, you're simply not insured. But you can only open the policy whilst you're in the UK. I was like, mate. So anyway, after I must have been on the phone, phoning around on hold and whatnot, 90% of the time, obviously, but I'd say 6 hours in the morning, all at the same time. I'm meeting my friend that day, which was yesterday. Right. So I'm worried about letting him down. I've been wanting to meet him for over a year now because he's supported me on social media, you know, so I did not want to let him down. So I've got that stress going on, that, you know, clashing of the titans, like wanting to meet my online mate, and also my bloody MOT's run out. I'm not insured driving around Europe until I get home. My insurance said just we may, you know, just drive back slowly and carefully and just do not crash. We will cover them. A vehicle should, like, the worst happen, not the worst, but should you have a bump, we will cover them, but not you. I was like, who's the one paying the bill here, mate? Them or me? It was just one thing after another. Anyway, I had no joy with anyone, so I phoned my insurance back again, and this is where the silver lining came from. I said to them, I said, look, I explained it again, different person on the phone, obviously. I was like, look, I am screwed here. What can I do? And they said, there's nothing we can do. And I said, well, what happens if I go and get an MOT from Germany? I'm driving straight to the centre, which is the truth, was the truth. I'll drive straight to the centre and get it done. They were like, let me speak to the insurers, because these are the brokers. I mean, what are the brokers? Why aren't you speaking to the insurance like straight away when you phone them? Anyway, after a long 10-minute hold, they said, yeah, we'll do it this once. So basically what I'm saying, how to get out of it, is just cry your eyes out on the phone. My God, I'm so grateful they managed to sort it out. They said they'll insure me should I get the MOT certificate thing from here. What happens next, Kieran? What's the other problem, I hear you ask? Well, that's funny you should ask that as well. In Germany, they were very, I've said this before, they're very stern. They're very A to B in as little time as they can. That's what it's like here. I'm not the first person to say that as well. You know, I've heard it numerous times, but very stern. This passport's a bit busy inside. We don't want to get put in prison for accidentally recording someone's other bald head. Jesus. Hello, my boy. Oh, boy. So yeah, they're very stern. So I went to the garage and was like, I need you to help me. I need your equivalent of the MOT. I was using ChatGPT for this. I lost my temper at ChatGPT as well. My God. Anyway, going back to the sternness of the locals around here. Got to the garage. I was like, mate, I'm really screwed here. I need your version of the MOT. He was like, I don't know what you're on about. I was like, you do. He says, yeah, we can't do it unless you're German. I was like, oh mate, can I pretend to be German today? No. I said, can you phone this guy? He goes, this garage might be able to help. Bearing in mind, I've just beelined it all the way from Prague to this place, which was 3 hours, because that was the closest place that's certified to do it. Not legal in the UK, mind, but legal for my trip from Europe to the UK. My insurance will kick in properly. Like, it is kicked in properly now. Will it kick in properly? In the UK, the rule applies that you're allowed to drive anywhere as long as you're going straight to the MOT centre, doesn't it? We all know that. Not the first garage I phoned, the first MOT garage I phoned, if truth be told, in the UK. Which was a bit alarming, to be honest with you. I won't name and shame them, but something to be aware of. You know, that's like ChatGPT messing the calendar up, in my opinion. Like, right? I did manage to sort the MOT out in the UK, so it's booked the second I get back. I've explained the scenario that I'm allowed to park on their private land. No rules are being broken here. I need to stress that point. But no, I do not break rules, and that's why I was so not overwhelmed. That sounds cheesy, like, but I was so like, I felt like I let myself down a bit there, letting something so big slip through the net. I felt like I let myself down a little bit. I felt annoyed with myself, to be honest with you. So anyway, we booked into the garage, phoned the MOT, phoned the insurance. They said, yeah, we're happy to do it if you get a German MOT. The guy said no. I was like, mate, you go, these guys might be able to help. I was like, all right, okay, let's go there then. Can you phone them for me and explain what's going on? No. Just like that. Just like, so bearing in mind the stress I was under, I was like, mate, right, let's just go. So, and then he starts talking, where have you been on this trip? And I said, mate, I did swear a little bit. The time's of the bloody essence, mate. So yeah, he said, no, I won't phone the thing. I said, mate, I can't speak German. And he went, I left. I went, he's trying to waste my time. I was like, mate, time's of the essence, like, can you help me or not? No. I went, well, shut the like, you know, I was under a lot of strain. I don't regret it. He was being a dick. Got to the next garage, tried to explain. No, we don't know what you're talking about. I said, mate, honestly, you need to know what I'm talking about here, because I'm pulling every last tether of hair out that I've got. Don't sting me, wasp. And what is that as well, by the way? Are we allowed to record that, are we? Time will tell. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, mate, I tried to translate again. Don't know what you're talking about. I went, mate, your version of the MOT is like, all we have is the Einsatzplaken. I was like, that will do, mate. Do you check the safety and legality of the chassis, the brakes, the indicator, the light, you know? Is that? Yes. But can I have it? No. I was like, why? You need to be German. I said, why? Because that's our thing over here. I said, why? And I was starting to get a bit annoyed, to be honest with you. And he says, we can do it. I went, well, do it then. Why are you being a douche? This is what I mean about the sternness over here. They're very, 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 very to the book. And it's just tiring. Chill out. Calm down. You know, I understand your economy is £1 trillion or dollars or whatever more than ours, but is it worth it? All that money for the stress? So after like a 20-30 minute battle with him, of him saying no, he can't do it because I'm foreign, he bloody done it. So I got the MOT certificate, thank God, confirming it with my friend who's from here. Not from here, but he's lived here for a while. So I confirmed it with him. He's like, yeah, that's it. That's legal for 2 years in Europe. Like, I was like, oh, thank God. So it covers me for the 7 days, does it? Yep. I was like, thank goodness for that. So yeah, I'm legally covered. What an absolute cluster. This whole trip, you know what? If you don't laugh, I'll cry. I was joking about crying on the phone earlier on. I just explain to them, be open with them, because it's as simple as this, you're not covered unless they tell you you're covered, and it's as simple as that. Don't mess with rules abroad. They'll throw the book at you Yeah, just something to be aware of. Never underestimate the rules abroad, because some of them are more bizarre, some of them don't make sense, but some of them are very strict, you know. Just be aware of that. Whee! Almost back of the van now, I mean, my boy. Oh my god, this trip. Yeah, and on that note, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. A little bit strange, I get that, but drama after drama after drama. And again, welcome to my bloody page. You'll get used to that. Right, for now, I need to pick up this curly whirly. So all that's left for you to do is to take care, and don't forget to bye then.